Hi, how are you? I'm Jen and I'm doing okay. Subject tonight, whether you like it, I don't know if you will. Um, I don't know. I think there may be a lot of people interested. Maybe you've already read this article, maybe you know a lot more about it than I do. Please like and subscribe. Leave me a comment, let me know what you think. It gives me good information on what's interesting and what's not. Um, okay, so this article was written by Forbes on February 20th of 25, and it says, here's everything we know about DOGE dividend checks and how they could contribute to inflation. And this was written by Derek Saul, Forbes staff. There was a lot more to it than I wrote down, but I did leave the references where you can find out more. Okay, top line. President Trump says he's contemplating payments directly to Americans floated by Elon Musk. This is said via cost-cutting initiatives, a payout program with a public roadmap, which could lead to further inflation, and is potentially far less in lump sum payments than advertised. The key facts, quote, a new concept where we give 20% of the DOGE savings to American citizens, end quote, is under consideration, Trump said that Wednesday at a Miami conference. And most of you probably watched it. He added another 20% toward national debt and didn't say anything or specify where the 60% would go, okay? Trump's comments were made a day after Musk said he'd check with Trump on the idea of the DOGE dividend, and pitched by James Fishback, the CEO of the anti-woke boutique investment firm Azoria, and reported close associate of Vivek Ramaswamy, briefly the co-chief of DOGE. Fishback's 4-page formal proposal calls for a tax refund check. And that's where I get a little bit concerned or confused. Is it a tax refund or is it a dividend check? Because in my mind, they're not the same thing. Okay, tax refund check sent to all American taxpayer households after DOG's announced end date of July 2026. The idea of the DOGE payouts took off, reaching Trump within 5 days of Fishback first floating the idea on Elon's X media site, social media site, in a video shot from a car, equating the measure to a company offering a money-back guarantee. The proposal estimates each household would get a $5,000 check, a sum reached via the 20% refund allocation mentioned by Trump, and dividing Fishback's estimates of $2 trillion in DOGE savings among income tax paying households. 3. How much will those checks be? That $5,000 check relies on a highly ambitious and potentially impossible target for DOGE to cut that much in spending. DOGE so far claims it has cut $55 billion using Fishback's same thread of allocating 20% of DOGE savings to the dividend checks across 79 million households. That would result in about $137.50 checks per household if they were sent now. And that's even before accounting for the potentially inflated 55 billion figure as Bloomberg estimates. DOGE's savings thus far are likely just 8.6 billion, which equates to a dividend check of just $21.50. Okay, tangent. Musk has seemingly abandoned the $2 trillion target, says last month, that represents a best case scenario. But he has a good shot at getting about half of that savings figure. I'm not sure how they've gotten to that number. And the person that said that was the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, and he told Forbes that in November of 2024 about Musk's $2 trillion target. If DOGE achieves $1 trillion in savings, that equates to a roughly $2,500 check via Fishback's proposal. Will DOGE dividend checks cause inflation? Payouts to a massive swath of citizens would immediately inject billions of dollars worth of cash into the economy, which would lead to higher prices based on the basic core economic principle of supply and demand would increase without a change in supply. The DOGE dividends evoke memories of the $814 billion worth of COVID-19 stimulus checks greenlit by Trump and then Biden in 2020 and 2021. The government COVID stimulus programs were responsible for about a third of inflation by early 2022, according to the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis. As inflation peaked at a 41-year high of more than 9% by June 2022, inflation is still well above policymakers' long-held 2% target, coming in at 3% last month. Fishbacks devoted about a quarter of his proposal to pushing back against inflation concerns, arguing his idea of sending checks to only net income tax-paying households rather than all taxpayers will lead to less inflationary consumption, as higher earning individuals have a demonstrated propensity to save, not spend, the incremental dollar received. Fishback also argued since the DOGE checks come from savings, not deficit spending, they won't cause inflation. Further reading is you can look at Forbes, Musk Mulls. This is the title, Musk Mulls sending all Americans 5,000 checks using DOGE savings. So I don't know anything about economics. I failed in high school, okay? Say it like it is. But it seems to me that I'll use myself as an example. If I got a refund or a dividend of any kind, I have several bills I could pay off. I mean, I don't see how that would add to inflation. I imagine there's lots and lots of people in the same predicament due to the way the costs have been, the inflation's been already. I do foresee if he was going to give the billionaires, these big companies and whatnot, big corporations, better tax breaks, they would in turn have the resources to hire more people, expand, yes, make their corporations larger. I think that could possibly be a good thing. Like I said, I don't know. I don't know about big business. But the idea that I have about that would surely stimulate people that could, we're all struggling. Um, a lot of us, not me personally, but I know a lot of people that were living off credit cards and things. So, and what about these people that are living in their cars and they can't even afford rent? That money would sure help them maybe get a better vehicle or a larger vehicle, or um, I'm sure it would improve their lives. What I would like to see instead of that would to stop our federal income taxes. I believe that in the long run, that would be the best way to repay us. Um, Say the bill's paid in full, because we've been paying and paying for so long. Our our predecessors, our ancestors paid and paid and paid, and as that's being revealed, we know exactly so far where the money's been going. Um, I've been watching different videos. I've tried to remain neutral about it. Um, I don't have to like Trump and what the things he did, but just like anybody, when I was doing the blacksmithing career, I met other locksmiths that were very difficult to get along with. I didn't agree with the way they did things or whatever. However, um, I did respect the ones that did their jobs, and they, what did I say? They were responsible about the trade. Um, so I do respect the fact that he's doing exactly what he was going to do. It shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. Um, and I've always respected people that do their job. I know I was talking on here a week or two ago about having so much trouble with a medical supply company, and that was my biggest complaint with them, was not doing their job. I have a real hard time respecting people that don't do their job. And that can go from a grocery store to a Walmart to a shoe store, any place I go, to the bank. If I am having to deal with somebody that doesn't know their job or doesn't ask for help, it doesn't bother me if you're new or if you don't know exactly what to do. But for gosh sakes, ask somebody, go find out. Don't just sit there and tell me, oh, well, you can't do that. You're, you know, find out. So, um, as far as who's in charge of things in the government, I'm relieved that things are being cleaned up. I don't know what's going to be left over, if there's going to be bad things left over. Um, but that's not my concern. There's absolutely nothing I can do about it um, until that happens. So we're all in the same boat as far as that goes. As far as, I don't understand how they say inflation will get worse. If somebody could please explain, I'm not getting that part. A new vehicle, if you want a pickup truck's $80,000 or more. I don't think giving someone a $5,000 dividend check is going to create a much higher demand on those vehicles. So it might put some people back to work. It might make somebody's life a little bit better. I probably wouldn't get a check or a dividend, dividend check or a refund check. I no longer file taxes and things myself, um, because my disability money, it's already been taken out of there once. Why would I pay it in again? Um, but my husband files, so he may get one. But like I read, it looks like it wouldn't be until what I said, June or July of 26. So we all got to be patient. We all got to just go about our lives, not get excited about it, not worry about it. Sometimes if I think about something too much, then I'm really let down if it doesn't happen. Um, I do agree with the one guy that was saying that they're being a little overzealous about the amounts. Um, you know, that's kind of like saying I'm going to make $1 trillion next year and I might make 25,000. So, like they were showing the numbers and things, to say that it's going to be 55 when they've only got 8, I feel like it was maybe a little premature to throw a number like $5,000 out. Now, somebody explained to me a long time ago. We were sitting at dining room table, kitchen table, drinking coffee. People get talking. That's what I'd love to do. And they explained this to me. They put a whole bunch of pennies out on the table, and they took some of these pennies and some of these pennies, and they were talking about billions and millions and trillions of dollars. And they said if you look at the whole entire country, $1 trillion is not a lot of money. And when I looked at the population, he's right. That's not a lot of money. So, if we're looking at things, I've talked about, I think I've said this. If I haven't, I'm saying it again. I have reading glasses, and I have my driving glasses, okay? And I have sunglasses. Maybe I have a wild colored pair as party glasses. I don't. This is just an example, okay? So if I'm reading something and I have my reading glasses on, that's what I'm seeing. That's how I'm viewing it through these lenses. If I put my driving glasses on, I can see far away. So those are the lenses I'm seeing it through. If I'm looking at it through my sunglasses, you get the point, okay? So, if we're looking through different lenses at these numbers, and let's say you're somebody that might make 60,000, 70,000 a year, what you're getting compared to what these numbers actually mean is it's kind of like you getting an allowance. It's not a lot of money. And if you can live on that comfortably, you're able to make your payments, you're able to put food on the table, then you're doing okay. Depending on how you spend your money, you may not have a lot of extra, but you're doing a lot more. You're doing a lot better than a lot of people. The majority of the people I know, they're making like 20, 25,000. Myself, 12, 13. So it depends on what lenses you're looking through and how you see it. Don't be blown away when they say trillions of dollars or billions of dollars. Because if you look at that in perspective, that's not as much money as we think it is. Okay? that would probably be equivalent to somebody making 200,000 a year. Okay. And then they're giving you $60,000 as your allowance for the year. We don't know that. We don't know that ratio. And in my eyes, that's what they're trying to figure out with this DOGE. And I don't know if it had to be Elon Musk, but I do know I didn't want another congressman in there or whatever trying to figure things out, robbing Peter to pay Paul, so to speak. The information coming out, I'm sure at some point, or most all of us have had the suspicions, where's all this money going? We got all these people paying in, and why in the heck is Social Security going to be out of money? We've all paid into it. That's an insurance thing. It should be invested. They say it's it's in this trust. Why isn't it there? Well, if you do some digging like I did, you'll find out. They've been putting their hands into it. They've been using it for other things than it wasn't intended for. So instead of being responsible with the money, it's kind of like, let's say I get a paycheck when I was in the workforce, and I've got my whole paycheck, and I need to pay bills. Well, then I go borrow money from a friend or whatever and tell them I don't have any money. So they help me out, they pay my bills, and then if I pay them back, I'm just giving them a few dollars at a time, every paycheck. So the majority of the money stays in my pocket. See what I'm saying? That's the way I view the government. And then I don't know how to work in everything they give away to other countries and stuff. But so far, that's my understanding and my overall view of the way they do things. Don't care whether I'm right or wrong, but by all means, if you want to correct me, please do. I do like to learn things. Another thing I learned while doing business was that wealthy people are wealthy because they don't pay their bills. Yeah. They find other ways. Yes, they do. How do I know that? Because I know a lot of people from all walks of life, as I said before. Yeah, found out lots of things. I was never in a position to take their advice or do what they did, but I do know how to do it. And it's not illegal, nothing like that. And they just know how to make their money work for them, and they don't spend it. So, yeah, I think that's all I got to say about that. I hope that's all I had to say about that. Yeah, we'll just drop it there, and I'm going to do another video right after this one on a different subject. Doing this just in order to keep my videos shorter. Yeah, take care, y'all, and everything's good. As we all see, things are going to work out for our good no matter what. And a happy day.